Who wouldn't want a defined jawline and better sleep? I'm testing out mouth tape at night for the next 30 days. Mouth tape has been one of the biggest wellness trends lately. Basically, it's just like it sounds. You tape your mouth closed at night when you sleep so that you breathe through your nose instead of your mouth. Without the tape, I'm definitely a mouth breather, and I wake up with a dry mouth. It's kind of gross. I hate the feeling. Some people do naturally breathe through their nose at night. I just do not happen to be one of them. So I do need the help. You can get specific mouth tape, tape that's shaped like a mouth, tape that says it's for sleeping at night, or you can really just use any tape that is okay for your skin. I bought this tape off of Amazon. It is just a little roll of tape, and I cut off a little piece every night. It was highly rated, lots of reviews, and cheaper than a lot of tapes that say that they're meant for your mouth. This one says up to a 48-hour hold. It's hypoallergenic, strong hold, and pain-free removal. And it works great for me. It's not uncomfortable at all. I never even notice it. Mouth tape should be gentle. It should be comfortable. I mean, it's really just to hold your lips together at night, so it doesn't require a lot of force. Your mouth isn't like actively fighting with these strong muscles to separate the tape, you know? I was super intrigued by this because not only do I know I sleep with my mouth open and it just seems icky to me, but also mouth taping can help strengthen and define your jawline. If you think about it, when your mouth is closed, your tongue kind of naturally sits towards the roof of your mouth, whereas if it's open, your tongue is probably lower in your mouth, hanging down. I mean, like, if you try it for a second, you know, close your mouth, notice where your tongue is, open your mouth for a sec, hold it, notice where your tongue is. So if you're sleeping at night and your mouth is like stretched open, think about what that can do over time as it adds up, versus when it's closed and you're holding your mouth together and like your jawline is in place. That repetition over time can affect appearance and help give you a stronger chin profile. Who doesn't want to be snatched? And if I'm working at it while I'm literally sleeping and don't even notice it, I might as well do it. It's like minimal effort. Mouth taping can also reduce snoring and bad breath. Mouth breathing is actually the primary cause of snoring. It can help with your dental hygiene. It reduces the amount of cavities you may get and helps decrease the risk of gum disease. It also can increase your REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement. It's a very important phase in your sleep cycle, and a good amount of REM sleep can help you wake up with way more energy, feeling refreshed, and can even help strengthen your immune system over time. I mean, think about it, recovery is so important for your body, and good sleep quality helps recovery. So mouth tape in turn can help you wake up with more energy. Like I personally mentioned, it can help with dry mouth. I know when I use mouth tape and I wake up, I do like to use a tongue scraper every morning. I feel like I'm really removing gunk and stuff, whereas if I don't use mouth tape and I sleep with my mouth open, I wake up, my mouth is dry, my tongue scraper doesn't feel as affected, I just feel more icky. There's even some thought and potential that it could help with sleep disordered breathing. Basically, nasal breathing offers a lot of advantages because it helps humidify the air and filter the air that goes into your lungs. It helps like separate the dust and potential allergens, whereas mouth breathing, like I mentioned, can give you a dry mouth and even lead to bad breath and tooth decay. Insane. I literally took mine off in my sleep last night, so nasal breathing increases your blood flow, can help lower blood pressure, promotes optimal oxygen exchange, improves brain function, kind of like I mentioned too, and reduces any chances of obstruction. I've always had a fear that I'm gonna be sleeping with my mouth open and like a bug is gonna get inside or a spider's gonna crawl on me. You know how they always say, you swallow X amount of spiders in your sleep throughout your lifetime. That always freaked me out, but it's like if I sleep with my mouth closed, that stat, whether it's real, fake, whatever, probably goes down. But altogether, nasal breathing should give you a better and smoother night of rest compared to mouth breathing. There's really not too many studies out there about mouth tape, but the few that do exist and have been done are pretty positive.
Either my mouth tape fell off or like came off in my sleep, or I took it off in my sleep like without knowing, without remembering.
Just like literally anything else though, mouth taping is not a one-size-fits-all solution, and obviously it's going to vary person to person. One specific study found that mouth tape was associated with a significant reduction in snoring intensity among people who typically breathe through their mouths at night, and it even improves sleep quality with those who have mild sleep apnea. That's pretty crazy. And also with anything, there may be potential side effects and cons. These for mouth taping may look like irritation on your mouth, around your lips, you know, depending on the tape you choose and if you have sensitive skin, things like that. Off of that, maybe when you take the tape off, maybe there's ripping or pain depending on your skin, the tape etc. I haven't had a problem with that. You might have disrupted sleep if you have any irritation, maybe your body doesn't like it, or also anxiety. You know, if you feel scared going to bed with tape over your mouth, I definitely had that in the beginning. Or for some, there may be discomfort or difficulty breathing. However, you can test this out throughout the day to see kind of how you feel, if you feel comfortable. You know, just tape your mouth shut and live your life for a day, like in your house, and just see what happens and how you feel. I mean, before the first time I tried it, I was honestly thinking like, okay, what if I put this on, I fall asleep, and I just don't wake up because I stopped breathing or something? You know, I feel like that's the most common thought and worry when people do try mouth tape, kind of like an initial reaction. And remember, I'm just explaining my trial and the things that I've read about it, my experience. Of course, consult your doctor. I'm not telling you to do these things. You know, I'm not giving you medical advice. This was just something fun for me to try out. So if you are worried about health issues and things like that, of course, consult with your doctor or whoever, obviously, right? But I feel like I have to say that. But on the other hand, I felt like, okay, if my nose is clear, if I can breathe through my nose, if there's nothing, like no reason for me to not breathe through my nose, like I should be fine. You know, I wasn't stuffed up, I wasn't sick, I didn't have allergies. I was like, okay, like I can do this, I'm just gonna do it. And the first time I did it, you know, I had no issues. I breathed through my nose all night. I woke up feeling different. I have woken up 2 different times where the mouth tape, one time it was on my thumb, so I'm thinking maybe I took it off in my sleep and didn't realize, and the other time I couldn't even find it in the morning. So my 2 theories are I got annoyed with it and took it off in my sleep and didn't remember, or I had too much skincare on my face and it slid off during the night. So those were 2 times that I did wake up and I was like, what happened last night? Again, I have no memory or recollection, so who knows? Was I uncomfortable or was it just a mistake? Was I aggressively sleeping and like it came off? Who knows? And now recently I got an Oura ring and I wanted to really put this to the test and kind of compare metrics. Like, okay, if I have 2 similar nights of sleep, but one with mouth tape and one without, how does it compare? I just got an Oura ring and I know how I personally feel when I wear mouth tape at night versus when I don't, but I'm really curious about what the stats are gonna be and what my Oura ring tells me. So I am gonna wear my mouth tape tonight, and then tomorrow I'm gonna skip it and not wear it and compare the analytics and see what the changes are and the difference. I'm gonna try my hardest to control the rest, like go to bed at the same time, like wake up at the same time, have the same sleep environment. I took my magnesium, I'm gonna take it again tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to control it the best that I can, but just see if there's any findings I can gather from tonight versus tomorrow night. Tonight, we tape. It is the next night, we are skipping the mouth tape, and we'll see what my analytics are. Comparing the 2 nights of rest, I did sleep longer without mouth tape, but that honestly was not due to using the mouth tape. It was the fact that I went to bed later. I really tried not to, but I ended up going to bed later on the night that I used mouth tape, and Duncan, as my alarm clock, kind of wakes me up at the same time every day. So the time length was different in my nights of rest, but I don't think that was due to the mouth tape. The night with mouth tape, actually, the next morning I got right up out of bed, versus the night without mouth tape. I was like, Duncan, come back to bed, come back to bed. Like I was trying not to get up. So that is a little indicator of me trying to like essentially hit the snooze button when I did not wear mouth tape. My sleep efficiency and resting heart rate were very, very similar. I did get a better sleep score with my Oura ring when I did not wear mouth tape. Again, I think part of that is because I did not sleep as much as I should have. When I did wear mouth tape, only 6.5 hours, you know, that's just not optimal. And breaking down my sleep contributors, I did have a better overall ratings when I did not wear mouth tape, but I'm honestly wondering if part of that is just because I didn't sleep enough the night prior, because a lot of these are just based on time duration. My oxygen saturation, lowest heart rate, average HRV, those were all pretty much the same. So I don't know. For me, it's just a sign that's like, hey, Morgan, like get to bed earlier so you can actually sleep more. And just knowing how I feel the next day, I do want to continue the mouth tape. So for me personally, here is what I thought about mouth tape. I definitely woke up feeling so much better. Even with less time sleeping, I found that on the nights that I wore mouth tape, if I wanted, like I could get away with less time sleeping. Not that I should, right? Like you should still get as much sleep at night really as you can, or shoot for an optimal amount. But I found that I still felt better with a shorter amount of sleeping than sometimes without the mouth tape, even if I slept for a longer duration, if that makes sense. Like I just woke up feeling better, feeling ready to go. Like I wanted to get out of bed more. It was easier to get out of bed. And then obviously, of course, there's gonna be some outlier days. And other things contribute to your nights of rest. You know, maybe I was up later, I ate too close to bedtime, I was more stressed. Your diet, your exercise, what you do in a day, your stress levels, if your sleep is interrupted, and more. There's so many things that can affect your sleep. So of course, this isn't like the magical fix-all solution for a bad night of rest or poor sleeping habits. But generally, I do think the mouth tape helped me wake up feeling better and helped me feel like I got a better night of sleep. So it really can be a great addition into your routine. Again, it's not a fix-all. You know, if you're barely sleeping at night and then you slap a piece of tape over your mouth, it's not gonna even out to amazing quality sleep. I do think the jawline is good. There's like a shiny line. I don't know the windows over there, but I don't know. I feel like my jawline's pretty good. And I was feeling a little more inflamed, a little more puffy, a little more rounded at the beginning of this year. So the mouth tape definitely could have helped with my jawline. I do also use a gua shot and stuff like that. I've been really good about my nutrition, consistent in the gym, stuff like that. Again, other things can affect this, but I feel like my mouth tape could have helped contribute to improving my jawline and just snatching it a little bit more, you know? There was a noticeably huge difference with the level of achiness I felt in the morning. So again, with the mouth tape, I felt more refreshed, but also without the mouth tape, I always had a dry mouth. My teeth felt gross in the morning. I felt like my tongue scraper wasn't as effective, whereas with the mouth tape, all those things were gone. My teeth felt better. My mouth wasn't dry and gross. I would wake up, I'd go scrape my tongue, and then just move on to the next thing in my routine. Like, I just felt less icky is the best way I can describe it. I really do like that I personally just use that vertical piece of tape, because if I really need, I can kind of open the sides of my mouth to breathe out of. So it was a factor that made it way less scary and made me way less anxious about trying it. You know, I didn't think like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be trapped, I'm not gonna wake up. So if you are nervous about it, that's one little tip I do have, is just use a small piece. It doesn't have to cover your entire face. You know, your lips aren't these crazy strong muscles that are just constantly trying to pull so hard. Like, you'll be fine with a little vertical piece, and it might ease your mind a lot more. So overall, mouth tape, it's a yes for me. I will continue doing this every night. Sleep is really so important, and I can totally tell the difference. And it's cheap, it's easy, it doesn't require much, so I'm gonna keep doing it. I really like it. What do you think of mouth tape? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I have other little experimental videos I'll link in the description box. Definitely watch one of those next. Please subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you in my next one.